Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Thrash. And this movie came out in 2026, and it's currently on Netflix. And it's a shark movie that's 90 minutes basically, and it gets right into what you would want from a movie like this, I guess. It doesn't really waste a whole lot of time at getting from point A to point B, which is the sharks, and they're attacking. It's bull sharks, I believe, and I'll say this much about it. If we're going to talk about positives, I wasn't bored for the most part, and I was kind of enjoying how schlocky things were at times. And there were moments in this movie because there are sharks that are in houses because of the flooding or whatever. It did feel a little bit like the floor is lava, but for a live action movie, and we have sharks, and instead of lava, it's just water. But since we have sharks, that's how characters are treating it. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a little fun. And the shark attacks were kind of fun. They don't take up a whole lot of the movie, but when they're present, they're entertaining at the very least, even if it doesn't look great. But now to get into my issues with this movie, the characters, I don't feel attached to any of them at all. They're very bland and basic characters, and there's really not much to them. We have a pregnant lady, and we don't really know too much about her other than she moved there because that's where her boyfriend or husband was there. Basically, I forget why, but that's all there is to her character. We got a character named Dakota, I believe, who has trauma or something. They don't really develop it all too well. And there's other characters. And there really isn't much going on. It's kind of dumb and stupid, and I would probably be a bit more angry with it if it wasted a lot more time and it was like 2 hours long. But because the movie is pretty fast paced and it gets into what you would want, kind of a bit quicker than you might expect, it's a little bit more forgivable for me at least. But there are still other problems that I have with this movie, those being the tone is inconsistent at times. Sometimes I was wondering, okay, what are we going for here? Because we had a scene where kids are just jumping into a lake and then they get yelled at for doing so. And do we have an abusive foster parent or whatever? I don't really know what was going on there. That was kind of pointless and didn't really need to be in the movie. And it honestly just felt like forced drama that didn't need to happen in the story at all. And the visual effects didn't look great in my eyes. I just felt as though I was looking at computer generated effects, and that's what we got. And I could never detach myself away from that. I never once felt tension throughout this whole movie. I just always felt as though, okay, characters are always going to be in danger because that's what's implied in the storytelling, but I never once felt it. I always felt as though you're going to make it out alive, and pretty much any character that's going to die in this movie has died already, or probably should have, and that's the direction we're going to take, and that's where things wound up going. Great. I also found it to be kind of annoying, and this is a small thing, but the water level was kind of inconsistent from location to location. In some areas, it was constantly rising. In other areas, it was not rising at all. And sometimes it's a bit inconsistent from shot to shot. And that was a little distracting for me. But who knows, maybe that might not bug you if you decide to watch this movie. But that was just something that I found to be okay, this is not how it should be. Not sure why we're showing it this way, but here we are. And overall, I didn't really take away much from this movie, but I don't hate it, unlike some movies that I've seen in my life, or other movies that I've seen that I would rate equal to or lower than this. And while I am going to give it a low rating, I didn't hate it, and I think the reason why is because I didn't really have much of an emotional response to this movie. I was like, yeah, that's not great, and it wasn't boring, and that's maybe another reason why. But I don't know, it was just a nothing movie to me, and I'm probably going to forget about it within a few days or so. So, didn't hate it, but it's not good at the same time. So, skip this movie if you ever come across it. I just don't really think it has much value at all. Honestly, I would categorize it as just forgettable more than anything else. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give Thrash a 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of Thrash, and my social media links. They will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Last Night in Soho. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.